Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, inshallah ta'ala, in this lecture, we learn more details about possessive phrase. And don't worry about this name that is complex possessive phrase. It's just a name, but I try to make it as simple as I can. So, inshallah, it will be easy for you. So, let's start. Okay, in this slide, as you can see, the two blackboards, and I make these two blackboards just for a reason, and the reason is that you know that any noun in if it is in genitive case, so there are two reasons behind it. The first reason is harfu jar that brings the noun in majrur state, and the second reason is mudafun ilay, which is always in majrur state. So there is only two reasons for any noun to be in genitive case, to be in majrur state. That first can be if there is harfu jar before it, or if that noun is a mudafun ilay. So if you notice that they are two different phrases, they are two different components, and I will explain these thing in this slide. That these one is the first one is jar plus majrur is equal to murakab jari, means prepositional phrase, and the other one is mudafun and plus mudafun ilayhi makes a possessive phrase. So in these two phrases, if you notice, they are second part of these murakab. The second part will always be in majrur state. Okay, so you have to remember this, only these two murakabat, only these two components or two phrases. First one is the prepositional phrase, and the second one is the possessive phrase. The second part of these phrases will always will be in majrur state, will always be in genitive case. Okay, so this thing you have to remember, only two reasons, which is very easy to remember. Okay, now I will explain, I will revise you the what are the haruf jar, and why I want to explain, why I want to that you revise this, because after this I will give you a game. Okay, so let's revise. Ala, hatta, ila, fi, min, an, li, bi, wa. I want to explain that it's not li, but we say in grammatically we say islamu jar, ba harfu jar, ka harfu jar. Okay, so there is one missing in these harufu jar, because I explained in the top when we start the murakab jari. I explained there 11 harufu jar, 11 propositions used in Quran Majid, and the 11th one is the mm, harf ta. Okay, and hafta is used only 9 times in Quran Majid, and always it's used with the name of Lafzul Jalala, mean name of Allah Rabbul Izzat, which is Tallahi. So this is only one thing, only one harfuja that I didn't mention here, because there are only 10 fingers in our hand. Okay, so you can why I use the hands of these two hands, because you can easily memorize these harufujar on your fingers. Okay, so only 10 of these hufujar, if you remember, that will be enough for you, inshallah ta'ala. So they are very easy to memorize them on your fingers. Okay, let's play a game now. It's time to play. So what you need to do now, there you can see there are two glass jars. The one glass jar is for the prepositional phrase, and another glass jar is for the possessive phrase. So what you have to do now, I will give you one by one all of these. So you have to check which, just suppose that the first one is azaban nar. So what you have to check, in which glass it should be go. It should be, is it the murakab jari or murakab izafi? So you have to check. So you can, what you can do, you can, when I will give you the word, so you can pause the video and think about that where it should go. Okay, so let's one, the first one is azaban nar. So I hope you will choose it. It is murakab izafi, because an-nari is majroor, and what's the reason behind it? Is it the harfujar? No, azab is not harfujar, is not from the 10 harfujar which you learned in the last slide. You know the reason why, explain why revise the on your hand fingers, because you can learn easily that only 10 harfujar you can learn easily. So it is not from one of these. Okay, azab is not a prepositional particle, so it means it is a noun. And if it is noun, So it means it is a mudaf now. No al, no tanween. Okay. So next one is alan nar. An-nari is majroor here as well. So what's the reason here to be in genitive case? You have to check. Alan nar. I hope you give this answer that it will go in murakab jari. Okay, because ala is the harfu jar, and that's why because of the harfu jar, an-nari is majroor. Next one is anhu. So you have to check where it should go. Anhu. So it will go to murakab jari jar. An is the harfu jar and hu dhamir is majroor because it is followed by a harfu jar. Okay. Next one is there is hu dhamir as well, and here is the hu dhamir as well. Ni'matahu. Ni'matahu. So you have to check is the ni'mata is the harfu jar? No, it is not. So it means it's a ism, it's a noun. And when and you learn already this I explained in detail in the last lecture. When the noun attached with a pronoun, it will always be the murakab izafi. It will always be the possessive phrase. Okay, noun with pronoun will always be with the uh, preposition sorry possessive phrase murakab izafi. Okay. Okay, next aymanakum. Aymanakum. So I hope you will check, you will decide easily that it is murakab izafi because there is no harfu jar. Okay, if you see the harfu jar, only 10 harfu jar. Okay, that's why I choose the fingers of your hands that you can learn easily. 10 harfu jar you can learn easily. If there is harfu jar, then it is murakab jari. If not, then it's not. Okay. Minkum. Minkum. So it will go in Markab Jari Jar because min is the harfu jar. Next, only two phrases left. And in both phrases, the as-samawati is here as well. As-samawati is here as well. So they both are majroor, but the reason is different. Okay, the both are different because of the different reason they are majroor. So first one is mulkus samawati. You have to check why asamawati is majroor and in which jar it should go. Yes, it should go in murakab izafi jar because mulku is a mudaf. Asamawati is majroor because it is mudafun ilay. Okay. Fis samawati. Very easy, very easy. I hope you will do it quickly. That fi is the harfu jar. That's why asamawati is majroor. Okay. So this our jar is completed now. I will close the lids now. So our these glass jars are ready for to make a pickle. Okay, so all ingredients are there. So this is the pickle of the murakab jari, and this will be the pickle for the possessive phrase. Okay, this is just a game. And next, now in this slide, I will start today's topic. And why I'm going to start this today's topic with the mass equation? Why? Because I want to explain this topic with, I want to relate it with the maths. And you know that maths is my favorite subject. I got the highest, not the highest, I should say, a full marks, 100 by 100 in my metric exam, board exam. So, okay, let's start. As you know, this equation, if there are brackets, small bracket and big bracket. Okay, so in maths, you know that the small bracket we have to solve first. Which one we have to solve first? The small bracket. Okay, so first of all we have to solve this one. 6 plus 4 is equals 10. Now we will solve the big bracket, so we will add the 10 with 3. Okay, so first the 10 of the small bracket, then the big bracket. In this way we solve the math square equations, that 6 plus 4 equals 10 and 10 plus 3 equals 13. 13 is the final answer. Okay, same in this way. Now I will solve the Arabic equation. Let's start. As you can see, there are there are three words here now. Okay, so I will bring the small bracket first and then the big bracket. Okay, so first we have to solve the small bracket. Okay, small bracket we have to solve it. So it will become sabil is a noun, allahi lafzul jalala is also noun, so we have to add them. It will become a sabi. The sabil word is mudaf. When we will add them, and allahi lafzul jalala is mudafun ilay, when we will add them it will become a murakab izafi. Okay, this is the addition. Okay, for the sabilullahi, so it become a sabilullahi. Now I will solve the big bracket, and in this big bracket there is the harfu jarfi and the murakab izafi. Okay, and murakab izafi. So when we will add these two things, so how I'm gonna add them? When there is fee behind any word, that noun will convert into a genitive case. Okay, so you know, you already learned this in my last lectures. So what gonna happen, that this dhamma will be dropped and kasra will come here because of the harfu jarfi. Okay, harfu jarfi make it in convert it into a genitive case, it convert into a majrur state. So it is a fi sabilillahi, fi sabilillahi. So sabilillahi is a murakab izafi, when we add it with the fi, so it convert into a murakab jari. Okay, this full, the final result is that it is a murakab jari. That's why I explained you in this way. The translation is in the way of Allah, in the way of Allah. So I will in the next slide, I here they are both equations in maths, and look how similar they are, how similar they are. So in this way you have to solve the Arabic sentence, and which we are going to learn today inshallah ta'ala. So let's start same in the way. So at here in this slide, you can think that it is a small bracket. Okay, it is a small bracket. I will increase gradually the big bracket words. Okay, first is a small bracket. So rabbika, you know already, because in the last lecture I gave you the homework for the word rab, and you have to make the full all mudaf and mudafun ilayh with the word of rab. Okay, but it was the rabbuka, not rabbika. In this one there it is a rabbika. Okay, now in this one, mudaf and mudafun ilayh become a murakab izafi. If I ask you this mudaf, what's the i'rab here for the murakab izafi? I hope you will say that because the mudaf rabbi is in majrur state, so it means the whole murakab izafi is in majrur state, because the mudaf is rabbi is in majrur state. But what's the reason that mudaf, why the mudaf is in majrur state? And I, in the beginning of the today's lecture, I explained you the two reasons that any noun that can be in majrur state. So let's check what's the reason behind it. Okay, now you tell me what's the reason that rabbi is in genitive case, is in majrur state. So what's the reason? I hope you will say that because there is min preceded by it, so that's why. And min is the harfujar, and harfujar makes the noun in convert the noun into a majrur. That's why it is majrur. Okay, so, and let's move towards the next one, Rabbika. Here, Rabbi is also majroor, is also in genitive case. So, what's the reason behind it? So, let's check, and you have to give me the answer that why it is majroor in majroor state. Okay, Rahmata is behind it. So, tell me, is Rahmata the is it the prepositional particle? Is it the harfujar? No, it is not the harfujar, because you know that only 10 harfujar is the main use which used mostly in Quran Majid, and it is not from one of them. Okay, Rahmata is not the harf, it's not a particle, it's a noun. Okay, if it is a noun, so let's check, can it be become a mudaf? Yes, there is no al, there is no tanween, and the word after it is in majroor state, so it means it's confirmed that rahmata is mudaf. That's why rabbi is mudafun ilay for the rahmata mudaf. And because the rabbi is mudafun ilay, that's why it's majroor. Okay, so this is majroor because it's mudafun ilay, because the mudaf is performing two positions. Okay, is performing two I can say that two jobs he's doing at the moment. Okay, so it's mudaf as well as it's mudafun ilay for the previous mudaf. So this, the first one, harfu jar and majroor make a murakab jari, and this mudaf and mudafun ilay make murakab izafi. So this is the final answer. Okay, you can say this is the small bracket rabbika, and when you open the big bracket, then you get this final answer. Okay, So let's move towards the, before moving towards the translation, I will show you with the arrow that this Rabbi is majroor because there is a harfu jar before it. And this Rabbi is majroor because it's mudafun ilay for the rahmata mudaf. Okay. Okay, the translation is from your Lord, min rabbika, rahmata rabbika, is the mercy of your Lord. I hope you it is easy for you. Let's do one more practice. Qawmihi and rabbika. They both. I know you can solve it easily that they both are mudaf and mudafun ilayh. So make up murakab izafi. Now we will check what's the reason that they both murakab izafi are in majroor state. What's the reason behind it? Qawmi is in majroor state. So why it's in majroor state? We have to check the reason behind. So let's check. Jawaba. Is it the harfu jar? No, it is not from the that. It is not a harfu jar. It's not a preposition particle, so it means if it is not harf, it is a noun. And we will check it, can it be the mudaf? Yes, it can become a mudaf. There is no al, there is no tanween, and the word after it is in majrur state, so it's confirmed that it is mudaf, and this qawmi is mudafun ilay. So jawaba is mudaf and qawmi is mudaf, plus it is mudafun ilay as well for the previous mudaf. So this is called, that's why it's called a complex possessive phrase, because it's include with more than one possessive phrases. Okay, so when you get more than one murakab izafi in together, that's called a pechida murakab izafi, means the complex possessive phrase. And these possessive phrases are in chain. You can see in chain because they are connected with each other. Okay, now look, Rabbika. This Rabbika, Rabbi is also majroor. What's the reason that it is majroor? So we will see the word before it. And the word before it is a sirata. It's not from the 10 harf that we learn on the fingers of the hands, that you can that called a prepositional particle, so means harfu jar. So it's not harfu jar. It's not. So it means it is a noun. And if it is a noun, can we make it a mudaf? Yes, there is no al, there is no tanween, and the word after it is in majrur state. So it's confirmed that it is mudaf and mudafun ilay. So siratu is mudaf, Rabbi is mudafun ilay, plus it is mudaf as well for the next one, ka domir mudafun ilay. Okay, because there are two murakab izafi, that's why it's more than one murakab izafi, that's why it's called a complex murakab izafi, or you can say chain idafa, chain idafa. Okay, so they both are murakab izafi. And if you get this murakab izafi, what's the irab here? Murakab izafi, this murakab izafi is mansub, and what's the reason that it is mansub? And this murakab izafi is marfu, siratu, it is marfu. What's the reason? You will learn this later on, inshallah ta'ala. In this lecture we are learning that why murakab izafi is in majroor state, what's the reason, and only two reasons. Only two reasons. If the mudaf will be majroor, it will be only two reasons behind. There will be, if there will be the harfu jar before it, or if there will be the mudaf before it. Okay, so only two reasons. So qawmi is majroor because it is mudafun ilay for the mudaf jawaba, and rabbi is majroor because it is mudafun ilay for word sirata mudaf. Okay, so you will translate it that the answer of his people. You have to translate word by word, word to word. So first word is jawaba, so you have to translate with jawaba means the answer. Of, you know that when why we use the of in possessive phrase, we use of. Okay, to translate in English. And then you will translate qawmihi, his people. I wrote of two times, so it's only one, it should be only one time. Okay, either of here or of here. So the answer of his people. Next one is siratu rabbika. Siratu means the path of your Lord, the path of your Lord. Okay, one more practice, ayah. Ibadihi. So in this one, ibadihi is mudaf mudafun and mudafun ilay, it become a murakab izafi. And if I ask you what's the i'rab here for this murakab izafi, so you will say it's majroor because the letter dal is has a kasra underneath, so it means it is in majroor state. And what, why is in majroor state? Why? What's the reason? So we will check the reason. Reason before it, that the word before it is a noun, it's not a harfu jar. It's not majroor because of the harfu jar, but it is majroor because there is a mudaf before it. Okay, so only two reason. Look, only one, only two reason. If it is this one or that one, that's it. No more option. There is no third option. Only two options. Okay, if there is no the word of from the 10 particles, it means it is a noun then, and that noun should be should not have the al and should not have tanween, and the word after it should be in majroor state. So all requirements are complete for the mudaf and mudafun ilay. So zunubi is a mudaf, ibadi is mudafun ilay. So this ibadi is mudafun ilay, plus it is mudaf as well for the next mudafun ilay. Okay, so ibadi, this zunubi ibadihi is murakab izafi. Another murakab izafi. So look, one murakab izafi, one murakab izafi is second murakab izafi. Now notice that this zunubi is also in majroor state. This mudaf, this mudaf is also in majroor state. Look, so why this zunubi is in majroor state? We have to check the reason behind it. So the reason, let's see, let's check the reason why it is in majroor. Now I hope you will give me the answer that this zunubi is majroor because there is the harfu jar before it. Yes, if you give this answer, congratulations, you know the reasons behind why the nu noun goes in the genitive case. Okay, so this zunubi is majroor because of the harfu jar, and that's why zunubi is majroor as well as it is mudaf as well for the mudafun ilay next word. So this full murakkab izafi will be majroor because of the harfu jar ba, and harfu jar and majroor make a murakkab jari. So look, there are only two words. If you see that, we can see that bi zunubi one word, ibadihi second. So in these two boxes, there are two phrases of Murakab Izafi, and the third one is Murakab Jari. So there are three phrases in only these two boxes. Okay, so this is the beauty of the Arabic language, mashallah. So ibadi is majroor because it is mudafun ilay for the zunubi mudaf, and zunubi is majroor because it followed by a harfu jar ba. Okay, so that's the reason. All they look in this equation, you got both reasons that any noun can be go in, any noun can convert into a genitive case in majroor state. Both reasons are in this equation. Both reasons are they apply there. One reason is harfu jar and other reason is mudafun ilay. So both reasons are in this part of the ayah. All right, so let's move towards the translation now. So you have to translate that with the sins of his servants. With the sins of his servants. Okay, in next slide, I will explain the same topic but in different way. Because before this slide, I was bringing one word, then the one by one I attached the words one by one. I attach words in the ayah. I add the words in the ayah. But in when you will learn the Quran, you will not get one by one word. You will see the full ayah, and how you will solve it. Now I will explain you here from this slide, inshallah taala. So you first of all, I explain you one by one because I want to explain you the concept why mudaf goes in majroor state. I want to give you the reasons why mudaf goes in majroor state. So you know the reasons, you learn the concept why mudaf is in majroor. Okay, so when you see if you see the three words, so you have to solve one by one. You have to solve the first one. So let's see rasulu. Rasulu is a noun, it's not a particle, it's a noun. And this noun has no al, no tanween. So it give me clue that, oh, okay, it can become a mudaf. So I will confirm it that it will be mudaf when the word after it should be in majroor state. If it is in majroor state, that means it's confirmed that the it becoming a possessive phrase. So yes, Rabbi is in majroor state. I can clearly see the kasra on the rab, on the word rab. So it means Rasulu is mudaf and Rabbi is mudafun ilay. Okay. So now I want to check Rabbi is majroon state because it is mudafun ilay. What about the al-alamina? Why it is in majroor state? Because you know that ina sound, ina ya and noon, they give me the clue that it can be mansub, it can be majroor, and we haven't learned the mansubat yet, so we are learning majrurat. Okay, we are learning the why any noun goes into into the majroor state in the majroor form. So this alamin can be or can be in majroor state, but why? What's the reason? If it is followed by the harfu jar or if it is followed by the mudaf, so we have to check: is the word rab, is it the harfu jar? No, it's not the harfu jar. So it means it is a noun. So we will check. It has no al, it has no tanween. So it means Rabbi can become a mudaf and al alamina will be the mudafun illay. Okay. So al alamina is majroor because it is mudafun ilay. And the word before it is a mudaf, rab. So it means the word rab is performing two jobs. It's performing rules, two roles. The first role is mudafun ilay for the first mudaf, and he is performing the mudaf role as well for the mudafun ilay before after it. Okay, so it is this word in the middle is performing two roles, two jobs he's doing. Okay, so it means he is the employee for the two companies. He is the employee for the two companies. So in first company, he's performing job as a mudafun ilay. In another company, he is performing the job as a mudaf. Okay, I hope you get my point. Why I want to explain to you that the middle word is performing two roles at a time. Okay, all right. So Rabbil Alameen is one murakkab izafi, and this Rasulu Rabbil Alameen is another Murakkab Izafi. Okay, so this Rabbil Alameen is Murakkab Izafi is in Majroor state, because we will decide why it is in Majroor state. We have to check the Mudaf because the mudaf is in majroor state. And why this rab word is mudaf, why it is in majroor state? Because it was performing the mudafun ilay job as well. Okay, it is performing the role of the mudafun ilay as well, and mudafun ilay always will be in majroor. That's why it is majroor. Okay, so is the only mudaf will be the mudafun ilay, or this mudaf will include the his mudafun ilay as well? So this whole murakkab izafi will consider as a mudafun ilay. Okay, not only mudaf, because it's not alone now. It is not alone now. Is also the mudafun ilay depends on this mudaf as well. The al alamina is connected with the rab, so it means they both are connected with each other. So anything happening with the mudaf is not only with the mudaf, it's also happening with the next word as well. Okay, so it means the whole murakkab izafi will be considered mudafun ilayhi for the word rasulu mudaf. Okay, because the majroor state is not only for mudaf now, it's for the whole phrase. The full murakkab izafi is in majroor state. That's why this full murakkab izafi is mudafun ilay for the word mudaf rasul. Okay, and now this rasulu is mudaf and mudafun ilay become another murakkab izafi. Okay, so al-alamina is majroor because it's mudafun ilay, and rabbi is majroor because it's also mudafun ilay. All right, now let's move to the translation now. The messenger of the Lord of the worlds. The messenger, look, of comes two times because there are two murakkab izafi. Okay, there are two possessions here. The messenger of the Lord of the worlds. I hope you are enjoying this topic. It's not complex. Don't make it. Don't feel so scared that, oh no, it is hard. It's not. It's not really. It's not. It's very interesting. If you take interest, if you feel, if you just don't make it so much hard, it will be easy, inshallah ta'ala. So don't worry. Okay, now I'm moving, I increasing the words one by one. I'm increasing the words. Okay, because we are moving forward, so our ayat will increase now, inshallah ta'ala. So one word by word, we are increasing, okay, inshallah. So we have to start from the first word, khaza'inu. So this khaza'inu, look, is a noun. It's not a harf. It's not a particle. First of thing, it's a noun, and this noun is without al and without tanween. So it give me a clue that it can be a mudaf. So I will confirm that if the word after it is in majrur state, then I will confirm that yeah, it can be a mudaf. So yeah, rahmati is in majrur state. So it means khaza'inu is mudaf and rahmati is in majrur state because it's mudafun ilay. All right. So next, rahmati is mudafun ilay plus why? What's the reason that it also has no al? It also has no tanween. So it means it also becoming a mudaf as well. It means this is also the person who is performing two jobs. Okay. So before going that Rabbika, if you look at Rabbika, and I hope you learn this many times in this lecture and in your homework as well. So whenever you see the word rabbika or rabbuka or rabbaka, you will quickly guess that it is murakab izafi. Okay, so means rabbi word is mudaf and ka dhamir is mudafun ilay. So this rabbi is also majroor state. This rabbi rahmati is in majroor because it's mudafun ilay. Why rabbi is in majroor state? So only two reasons. So you have to check what is the reason. Only is it the rahmati? Is it the harfu jar? No, it's not harfu jar. So it means it can be mudaf. Yes, there is no al, no tanween. So it means rahmati is another mudaf, and rabbi will be. That's why rabbi is majroor because it's mudafun ilay for the word rahmati mudaf. Okay, and rabbi is mudafun ilay as well as is mudaf, and ka damir is majrur because it's mudafun ilay. So rabbi and rahmati, they both nouns are performing two roles at a time. Okay, our murakab izafi are increasing now one by one. In so this mudafun ilay, mudafun ilay, mudafun ilay. So how many murakabat in this part of the ayah? One murakab izafi, second murakab izafi, third murakab izafi. So it means there are three murakab izafi in this chain of the idafa. Why is called the chain idafa? Because they are connected with each other. Ka domir is connected with the rabbi, biska is mudafun ilay and is connected with the mudaf. And this word Rabbi is mudaf is connected with the rahmati because Rabbi is mudaf as well as it is mudafun ilay. And mudafun ilay is always connected with the mudaf. Mudafun ilay can't be explained alone, even not the mudaf. They are connected with each other. Okay? That's why it's called a idafa. Chain idafa. It's not there you can say the two names of this topic, complex possessive phrase, or you can say the chain possessive phrase, or you can say the chain idafa. Okay, so rabbi is majroor because it's also mudafun ilay for the word mudaf rahmati, and rahmati is okay. First we solve this. Rabbika is majroor because it's mudafun ilay, and this will consider the whole murakab izafi consider as a mudafun ilay. Not only rabbi is mudafun ilay, the whole uh, murakab izafi will be considered as a mudafun ilay. Okay, and now rahmati is mudaf plus mudafun ilay. So only this mudaf will not be mudafun ilay, it will include its mudafun ilay as well. So this mudafun ilay is majroor because it's the whole, this one is mudafun ilay for the khaza'inu mudaf. So khaza'inu mudaf rahmati rabbika This is the whole murakkab izafi. This is the final answer. Small bracket, then after bigger bracket, then the biggest bracket. Okay. So one by one, you solve all of these. So this is the final answer, that it is a murakkab izafi in the end. So Rabbi is majroor because it's mudafun ilayh for the word rahmati mudaf, and rahmati is majroor because it is also mudafun ilayh for the word khaza'inu mudaf. Okay, and khaza'inu mudaf is marfu. So why is marfu? You will learn soon, inshallah ta'ala. Okay, treasures of the mercy of your Lord. This is the jama mukassar. Khaza'inu is the jama mukassar. Okay, is a broken plural. Next, one more is the last practice part of the ayah. Start from the harfu jar. Min. Min is the particle of preposition. So it means is a harfu jar. If it is harfu jar, it means is confirmed the word after it, the noun after it must be in majroor state. So yes, azabi, I can clearly see the kasra on it. So it means azabi is majroor because of the harfu jar before it. That's why it's majroor. And now, if you notice that yaumi is also majroor, what's the reason? Azabi is majroor because there is harfu jar before it. But why yaumi is majroor? So only two reasons. Now we have to check the reason of the yaumi why it's majroor. If it is followed by the harfu jar, then it is majroor, or if it is followed by the mudaf, that's why it will be majroor. So what's the reason? Azabi is not a harfu jar, so it means azabi is a noun that can become a mudaf. So we will check. Azabi has no al, no tanween, so it means it's mudaf. That's why yaumi is mudafun ilay. That's why it's majroor. Okay, is majroor because it's mudafun ilay for the word azabi mudaf. All right. And now al-qiyamati is also majroor. Look there. Majroor, majroor, and majroor. And the reason is only two. Only two reasons is coming again and again, again and again. So al-qiyamati is also majroor. What's the reason that it is majroor? So I hope you will say that because it is mudafun ilay. It's another mudafun ilay because yaumi is not harfu jar. It's a noun. And it's without al, without tanween. So it means the yaumi will be the mudaf. Al-qiyamati, it will be the mudafun ilay. That's why it's majroor. Okay, so it means which words are performing two roles, two jobs. The azabi and yaumi, they are performing two jobs, two roles. Means mudaf and okay, we will carry on this later on, inshallah, because there is azabi is performing another job and yaumi is performing another job with mudaf. All right. So يوم القيامة مضاف مضاف إليه become a مركب إضافي. عذاب يوم القيامة become another مركب إضافي. And من عذاب يوم القيامة is مركب جاري. So there are three phrases in this part of ayah. All right. So can we consider only yaumi mudaf will be a mudafun ilayh, or we will consider that this mudafun ilayh will be the whole construction, the whole murakab izafi will be considered as a majroor because the whole construction will consider as a mudafun ilay. Okay, not only this the word yawm is not only mudafun ilay, but the whole construction we will consider as a the main part. Of course, the yawm is the main part that performing the mudafun ilay. The main part for the mudafun ilay is applying for the word yawm, but because yawm is connected with the al qiyamati, is connected with it, that's why we will consider that it is the whole murakkab considered as a murakkab izafi, is a mudafun ilay. Okay. So this azabi and is mudafun ilay is also be a murakkab izafi. The full this become a murakkab izafi and it is in majroor state because the word azabi is majroor because of the harfu jar min. So I will consider this the whole thing is become a majroor because of the harfu jar min, and the final result is a murakkab jari. The final result I get, the whole construction is murakkab jari. Okay. All right. So al qiyamati is majroor because it's mudafun ilayh for the word yaumi. Yaumi is majroor because it's another mudafun ilayh for the word azabi mudaf. And azabi is majroor because it's followed by the harfu jar min. Translation: from the punishment of the day of resurrections, or you can say the day of judgment. So this is, I hope you understand this topic easily. Now move towards the homework. Homework is very important. In the same way you have to do homework which I explain in this lecture, you have to do one by one. You have to choose the first word. You have to choose, just suppose you the min zunubikum, so you have to start from the min, and then zunub, and then kum. So you have to you have to connect with each other. Okay, one by one you have to do. Inshallah ta'ala, you will enjoy this topic. Inshallah, don't feel it hard. Make try to enjoy it. Okay, inshallah ta'ala. So let's make a dua now. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.